Hello students, welcome back to the session of Laws of Motion, part 6. The topic which we are going to cover in today's class is equilibrium of a particle. So in today's class we are going to study about equilibrium of a particle. So before going to the equilibrium of a particle, let's see what do you mean by concurrent force. So what do you mean by concurrent forces? Let's see the definition. A number of forces acting at the same point on an object are called concurrent forces. Here you have to understand that there are many number of forces which are acting at the same point. They are acting at the same point on an object. Then what does the concurrent force indicate? Here it says that the number of forces acting at the same point on an object. Let us consider here is a object and it is at a point. On the same point, many number of forces must act. Is it clear? So many number of forces are acting at the same point. Let's say this is force F1, force F2 and force F3. So if all the forces acts at the same point, to that kind of force what we say it as concurrent force. For example, if you consider this pen, if I put the force on this point, similarly again from the other direction here. So if I am putting many number of forces on the same point, right? So to that kind of forces what do we call it as concurrent force. Andre ಒಂದೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಮೋರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಕಾಂಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ನ್ಯೂ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್. So before going to the definition of equilibrium, you can understand the meaning by the name itself. Equilibrium ಅಂದರೆ ಏನಿದೆ? Equili ಅಂದರೆ equal. So what should be equal? Here equilibrium of what we are considering? Equilibrium of a body. ಆಯಿತಾ? ಸೊ ಬಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು? ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಬಾಡಿ. ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಡಸ್ ದ ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. So the definition states that the net effective force on the particle or at a given point is 0. That is, the particle would be either at rest or in uniform motion. Here the net, what do you mean by net? Net anta andre total anta artha. The total effective force on the particle. So ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ನ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ 0 ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಎಟ್ ಅ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹಂಗೆ 0 ಆದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಒಂದು ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಐದರ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮೋಷನ್. ಇಟ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಮೋಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಮೋಷನ್ ಟು ರೆಸ್ಟ್ even after the application of force. Is it clear? Even after the application of force, if the body does not change its state of rest or state of uniform motion, then to such a state what we call it as equilibrium of a body. Then let's see here is a pen, right? I will put force in this direction. ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ? ಈ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂದ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಪುಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಪುಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ in this direction, this pen will move, right? This pen will move. Now what I will do, from again the other hand I will put force in the opposite direction to the before applied force. So this hand is putting the force in this direction, but opposite to that this right hand is putting the force in that direction. ಆಯಿತಾ? ಇವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇಫ್ ರೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಪುಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ದ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ದಿಸ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮೇ ಮೂವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಇಫ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಪುಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ದಿಸ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮೇ ಮೂವ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಪುಟ್ಸ್ equal force in opposite direction, you can see I am putting the force in this direction and also the left hand is putting the force in the opposite direction to right. If both the forces are putting the force in equal and opposite direction, then what happens to the object? Can the object move? No. It is still what happens? Actually, I am putting the force using the both hands but in opposite direction. So what is the state of the body? Is it moving? No. The body is in still rest only. It is not moving even you apply the force. But what kind of forces I am applying? I am applying the equal magnitude forces but in opposite direction. So the body cannot move and it is stable. And to this stable state only what we say it as equilibrium. Is it clear? Here what I have done, here is a pen. Okay, here is a pen. I have applied the force in this direction. Let's say this force is vector F1, and similarly I have applied the force opposite to the vector F1, that is force F1 is F2. Okay, so F1 is opposite to F2, but the forces are equal. F1 is equal to F2 in magnitude but opposite in direction. Then what happens? F1 plus F2, if you bring this F2 to the left hand side, will be equal to 0. Then what does it indicate? The total force acting on the body at the same point is equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, the body is said to be in equilibrium. Is it clear? I hope you have understood the definition. To make you understand clearly, now I will show you an animation so that you will get an idea. So now you can see here, there is a horse and a girl. Both of them are putting the force on the rope. A girl is putting the force opposite to the horse and the horse is putting the force opposite to a girl. So that what happens? Neither horse is moving nor girl is moving. Why both of them are not moving? Because as the horse is putting the force equally in magnitude, the girl is putting opposite force. So that both of them are in rest. They are not changing their state. Is it clear? So this is one of the example. You can understand clearly. Now you can see this animation which you might have experienced in your daily life. Okay, in a tug of war. Here what is happening? The two persons also applying equal and opposite forces. Okay, so these equal and opposite forces making the two bodies to not move from their position. ಅಂದರೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದ ಆರೋ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪುಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಇನ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಬೋತ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಈಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಮ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ the force applied by the first person will be equal in magnitude to the second person but in opposite direction. So the total force on the point, here what is the point of the object, that is rope, will be equal to 0. Is it clear? If in case a person applies the more force than the other, then the other person may fall. You might have observed, right? ಯಾರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ opposite people will be fall down. So I hope you have understood the definition of equilibrium. Let's go for the mathematical part. So now let's see the explanation. So what does it contain? For equilibrium of a body under the action of system of concurrent forces, the resultant of these forces must be equal to 0. As I told you, for a equilibrium of a body ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಬಾಡಿ ಇಕ್ವಿಲಿಬ್ರಿಯಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಂಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್. ವಾಟ್ ಡು ಯು ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ಕಾಂಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್? ದ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 0. ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಂಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ಸು ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಬಾಡಿ on the same point, they should be equal to 0. Is it clear? If there are n number of forces, then those n number of forces sum. Which kind of sum we are considering here? We are considering vector sum. Is it clear? So what happens to that formula? Vector f1 plus vector f2 plus vector f3 so on up to vector fn will be equal to 0. Is it clear? So now let's see some cases. If two forces acting on the body or if three forces acting on the body, then what will be the equilibrium force anta? Okay, if two forces acting on a body is equal and opposite to each other, then vector f1 is equal to vector f2 and it is in opposite direction. So to indicate that, we have written the minus symbol. As I already told you, if you consider a object, let's say it is a book or a box, if you apply the force in this direction, left hand side ಇಂದ ಒಂದು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ನ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, and let me call that force is vector f1. Is it clear? And opposite to that, only if you apply the force F1, this body may move in this direction. But ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ನ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ F2, ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ F2 ಹಾಕಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ may move in this direction, but this object cannot move in this direction. Why? Opposite to that, what is there? The force F1 is there, and hence the body will be in rest. It cannot move from its state, and the body gains the equilibrium. Why we are mentioning the equilibrium? Because even after the application of many number of forces, the object is in the stable position. To that only what we say it as equilibrium. By this only what we write it as F1 is equal to F2 in the magnitude, but F2 is opposite to F1. So to indicate that, I'll write the minus symbol. Is it clear? In the place of two forces, if we put the three forces, then what happens? Let's see. If three forces F1, F2 and F3 act on a particle, then the equilibrium of a particle is, then what happens to the equilibrium of a particle? Let's see. We are going to consider three forces. Okay na? So I will consider the force F1 in this direction. So this is the vector F1 force, and I will consider one more force F2 in this direction. So this is vector F2. Okay na? Opposite to these two forces, I will consider one more force, that is F3. So the vector F3. Is it clear? I have considered the force F1, F2, F3. What is the common point of these three forces? That is this point. So this is the common point of this force. Then what is the total force on this point? We say that according to the equilibrium definition, it should be 0. Let's see, will it become 0 or not? Okay. To understand that, I will draw a parallel line to the force F2. So what is the parallel line? You can consider this is the parallel line for the force F2. So here is the F2, and parallelly I have drawn one line. Okay. Similarly, for the force F1, I will draw a parallel line here. Is it clear? So I am drawing a parallel line from the head of the vector F2. Here I have drawn, and hence what does it form? It is formed a parallelogram. Then we can calculate the total force of F1 and F2 from the same point in different directions using parallelogram law of vector addition, which we have studied previously. So this is the parallelogram law of vector addition. What does it say? If two forces acts from the same point, so these two forces acting from the same point in the same order, then the resultant force is represented by the diagonal of the parallelogram. So the resultant vector is, or the resultant force is denoted by the diagonal of the parallelogram, which gives you R, which is equal to vector F1 plus vector F2. Is it clear? Similarly, if I want to calculate the total force of F1 and F2, I will draw a diagonal from this point to this point. So here is a diagonal. Then what does it indicate? It indicates the resultant vector R, which is equal to F1, vector F1 plus vector F2. Okay na? And now you have to observe clearly in this direction that the resultant vector R is equal to F1 plus F2 is opposite to the force F3. The resultant vector R, F1 plus F2, this is in this direction, and the force F3 is opposite direction. So what is there here? The resultant vector is opposite to the force vector F3. We can write here. What is the resultant vector value? That is F1 andre vector F1 plus vector F2 is equal to minus vector F3. Is it clear? Now I want to calculate the total force. If you want to calculate the total force, bring this F3 to the left hand side. Then what happens? Why we are calculating the total force? Because I want to know what is the total force on this point. If you want to calculate the total force on this point on the object, bring the F3 to the left hand side, then you will get the total force. Therefore, vector F1 plus vector F2, if F3 comes to the left hand side, it will be plus vector F3 is equal to 0. And hence by this we can say that the total force acting on the point is equal to 0, and hence the body is in the state of equilibrium. Is it clear? So to this equation, let's say the equation is equation number 1. Okay, na? So I hope you have understood this equation. Therefore, the resultant of any two forces must be equal and opposite to third force. So by this, what did we understand? The resultant of any two forces means here F1 and F2 must be equal and opposite to the third force. So the third force is F3, that is opposite to the F3. Is it clear? Now the three forces in equilibrium can be represented by the sides of the triangle. Similarly, how we have represented using the parallelogram, we can represent the three forces in equilibrium using a triangle, but you should take in the same order, and this result can be extended to any number of forces. Now what I will do, I will draw the same three number of forces in a triangular form. How I am going to draw, you just check it. To understand that, I will draw again the same diagram which I had drawn previously. So to have the clarification, I will draw the same diagram which I had drawn previously. So here was the vector F1 and here was the vector F2. Opposite to that, it was the vector F3. Okay. To form the triangle, I will use the same vector forces in parallel direction. So F1, I will draw here vector F1, and next I will draw similarly parallel to this F2. Parallel to this F2, I will draw here the vector F2. So vector F2, and F3 is in this direction. So F3 is in this direction. So here parallelly I will draw in this direction. Okay. So this is F3. So F2, F1 and F3. By this, what is formed? Vector is formed. So we can write using that vector F1 plus vector F2 plus vector F3 are equal to 0. We can, by this what we understand, we can form the many forces even in the triangular form. Okay. So a particle, if it is in a equilibrium under the action of a number of forces, you consider n number of forces, they can even represented by the sides of a polygon, but they should take in the same order. Is it clear? Now by seeing all the explanation which are explained before, we can generalize the previous equation. If there are forces F1, F2 and so on up to, if there are n number of forces, we can generalize these number of forces into the vector sum vector F1 plus vector F2 plus vector F3 plus so on up to plus vector Fn is equal to 0. As I explained to you in the previous equation number 1 using the parallelogram law of vector addition, which was vector F1 plus vector F2 plus vector F3 is equal to 0, right? This was the equation number 1. Now the same equation we will write in the components of x, y and z. So this equation 1 implies that, how we are going to write this equation in the form of x, y, z components? Let's see here. We will write vector f1x plus vector f2x plus vector f3x. So all these f1, f2, f3 are in the x components which are equal to 0. Similarly, we can write for the y component vector f1y plus vector f2y plus vector f3y is equal to 0. And now we will write for the z component vector f1z plus vector f2z plus vector f3z is equal to 0. Just we have written all the forces f1, f2, f3 in x, y, z components respectively. Here vector f1x, f1y and f1z are the components of force F1 in x-axis, y-axis and z-axis respectively, or we can say it as in x direction, y direction and z direction respectively. Is it clear? And similarly, we can write for n number of forces in which a polygon contains n sides. Okay? And hence, by these three equations, we can say that the total force acting at a point on the body will be equal to 0. And if it is 0, it states that the body is in equilibrium. Okay? I hope you have understood the concept of equilibrium. Thank you.